going? We had an emotional, abrupt ending to the previous year. Definitely a first. So let's see what we can do today. No, the first abrupt ending from an emotional outbreak. We've never gotten to that level, Baruch Hashem. So we're going to pick it up at Sif Ayin, and we'll see if the Eilim can handle the halacha. Yesterday was difficult. We learned apparently a very difficult halacha, which is that you're not allowed to sort things in proximity, in lack of proximity. And if you have a choice of being over Shabbos or not, you have to make the right decision. And as someone here would say, a 3-story building is pretty tall. And after they throw you off the cliff, you're still moving, then they throw the rocks on top of you to make sure. But that's only with Asra. It's only with Asra. If you didn't have Asra, then it depends. It's a big fat carbon. B'mezid, it's kares. Kares is pretty terrible. Ayin in the Rabbi Yoina. But this is not Musar Seder. So let's continue. Says that the Shemiras Shabbos you're allowed to sort near your Suda lettuce leaves, for many people. It takes a long time. But still it's allowed. How to do that act of sorting, we've already mentioned not to do it inside a bowl of water. That's what we mentioned, because that would be called Bayer Bikli. We've also mentioned that if there are real bugs on it, to put it under a high-powered stream of water would be called killing, shchita, and that would be usher as well. So this is going to be more, on the packaged lettuces that require a light washing and that require a sand washing, and that would be allowed to be washed, but they require bayrer. It should only be done in proximity to the meal. Sif ayin aleph. No. Again, we're being mechalik within the types of lettuce. It's something that's going to come back. We never really spoke about it properly, but for now, we're going to be talking about, let's say, the bags of lettuce that have a hachshir, but you need to wash them. So the reason is it's not muchzik that is for sure bugs. There might be some bugs. The bugs might be dead. The bugs might be alive. It might be attached. Might not be attached. That's something that one would be allowed to sort, allowed to wash under a stream. Then you can use whatever size stream you want. But you should not put it inside a bowl of water. If you're using the head of lettuce, that could be much worse, because then there's real bugs and whatnot. And that's something that Shemiras Hashem, I do hope we're going to at some point come back to B'siyata Dishmaya. Sef Ayin Aleph, talking about V'shalom, talking about Tuganim. Now we have just a bunch of examples. We have cooked fish and we have fried fish. They're mixed up. And you want the cooked one. Why? I'm not sure. Some sample of Neasuda. Sort it before the meal. You're not allowed to do it for a meal that you're not allowed to do right now. Now, the Shemiras Shabbos in Harish Beis, he says a chiddush. It's a chiddush in Amir La'akum. So it's not something that we really could delve on right now. Just to point out, he says he heard from Shlomo Zalman, Kiozeres mitbach, a helper in the kitchen. Also a liver of the Suda Sheina Imid La'achal Shav. Now do buyer for a meal you're not going to eat right now. Even though, why are you doing it? Sha'isa kach k'dei ligmar es avoidasa lifnei shasas uda. So she's doing it to finish her work before the meal. So I think what he's talking about is, let's say you have help Friday night only. And before the Friday night meal, she's going to finish her work, but for the Shabbos day Suda. That's what he's saying is not allowed. Even though you're doing that because you can do it any other time. But you see from here a big heter. Let's say you're going to have the cleaning help tomorrow, and you just want to tell them, listen, we're eating at 12 o'clock. By 12 o'clock, I want the eggs peeled. They can do what they want at that point. He's just talking about a case where they couldn't do it before the meal. Then you have an issue if they're going to do it prior. But which is the regular heter in Amir La'akum, is if they could do it by Ifan heter and they choose to do it by Ifan Isser, that is not a problem. That's a klal. It's a good important thing to know. It's happened in all these kitchen malachis, that if they could do it by Ifan heter and they end up doing it by Ifan Isser, that's going to be perfectly fine. Ayin beis. That's like washing the dishes. We know the quintessential example. You tell the cleaning lady to wash the dishes, and you're not letting you could wash the dishes, she could wash the dishes. What's the difference? The difference is you could only use cold water. If she wants to choose to use hot water, that's going to be perfectly fine. Continues the Shemiras Shabbos, Sif Ayin beis. So you have a dish with meat and other stuff. Let's use the example. Let's say a chicken soup. Okay, so you have a chicken soup. Inside your chicken soup, you have vegetables, and you have chicken, and you have liquid. Motor lighten is a basar b'mazlegu chadam. You want to take out the meat. Let's say arkis the chicken. Samach l'nei suda. Why? For the second course of Isa Suda, that's allowed. You're doing buyer for within the suit. I say the case of a chicken soup, for example. Let's say you want to serve the chicken soup and it's, the big chicken guy is getting in the way. You'll have to take out the chicken, put it on the side, serve the chicken soup, and then you'll have the chicken afterwards. That's still called samach lisuda. Ayin gimel, similarly, kamokin rashi adam likol of its kol appears and a chutzim l'sudi. Let appeal all the fruits you need from the meal. Afilu yoichlin rak b'seif asudim, though you can get dessert. But of course, it has to be samach. You're peeling a lot of oranges, and it's going to take you 2 hours, and you want to go to shul. Again, we remind ourselves that we are Shemiras Shabbos Kilchas. Aval. It was very quiet today, Baruch Hashem. Aval ein heter likloif harbe beiros adas lachlo mashu b'kobi. So now instead of Shemiras Shabbos, wait, maybe you'll have a great hack. You're gonna, you're very emotional about going to shul. Man, woman, doesn't make a difference. And therefore, you decide that, you'll do? You'll eat a little bit of the fruit beforehand. So you're gonna peel 100 oranges, and you can take a bite, mikol pri. A little bit wild. Aldas lacho mashu mikol pri ulahashir. Lashir, Mamish, right? Gung ho in shul. Lashir is reva pri lashir zachar zman, and he's gonna leave the rest for later. Kigoin liklev mispar tapuzim. Adas lecho plach echad. Plach is one slice mikol tapuz. You're gonna peel oranges, and of each orange, it's an interesting case. You're gonna take one slice, one it's probably a better name. What are those orange pieces called? Wedge. Thank you. High level English, wedge. An orange wedge. That's what it's called. So that's what you're gonna do. It's aser. It's still aser. Why? Because you're not eating it right now. Now eating before Shachris. That's a different story, but one halacha at a time. Ayin Dalit. Peiroi should have lu'aretz when saru b'seres b'afar. So your fruit falls on the floor, and you're living in a nostalgic world of Radin, and you have a dirt floor. It just isn't, okay, it falls into the pile of dirt, whatever it is. You can only take out what you need right now. If it's a zeravis again, you can't take off things you're not going to use right now. Again, these are just great examples. Next case. If you want to take out clothing, you can only take it out before you're going to get dressed. Now he says a chiddush. And you could tell from his example that, Shalom liver balaylas big day hayiladim. Nighttime, you want to take out the kids' clothing, because of course the kids are going to wake up Shabbos morning, and like little angels, take their clothing, get dressed, never wake up mommy and daddy, Abba and Ima, and go downstairs and eat breakfast, and you'll puff away till 9:30 and go, what? Yeah. For a husband to get the kids dressed?
No, for a husband to get dressed.
For a husband to get dressed. So you can change the middle of the night. He says that is usher. Now, what's the chiddush over here? The chiddush over here is, what's the chiddush, Chavram? The chiddush is that it's the only time to do it. So if you look at the bottom in Ha'ara Reishit Test, he says something myrdik. Let's say you're going to the park and you just toilet trained a little 3-year-old Anshel. Little 3-year-old Anshel in the park, you know what? You decide you're going to be, it's second kid at this point. You're still taking an extra pair of clothing with you. So you decide, you're taking an extra pair of clothing, but the mice, it's in the hamper. So you want to take out a thing, mice, but the kid's not going to wear it until hours later. He says, he heard from Shlomo Zalman, Tigam Aser Livrar, Big Day, Yaladim, Vedeta, Lasis, Min Abayt, Lakachtam, Gil, Alvisha, Liadim, Makam Acher, Lachar Zman, Ma'alan Berachov Chaz, Sif, Pay, Test. It's not considered for now. That's because you're not wearing it right now. Not ringing right now. That's very good. So that's it. Very good. And that's a chiddush. So I think he's going to sleep at night. You also need to take out your husband's clothing right now so you can get dressed in the morning. It's the same thing.
It's getting too much for him.
Weiter. Ayin vav. V'chein adin. He does tell you to go look at, I don't know what he's sending you to. He says to go look at Berach of Ches, Sif Pei Test. If you want to take a quick peek, he says, "Kol davar she'ena malacha lo yisad derabbanan she'en b'asiyas misham tirach avigam regilin la'asuz mobli lachshav al to'el shavisasu mutal la'asuz b'Shabbos. Gam im teitzim yisaz azu b'taz l'mos hachol. This is a chana halacha. B'avad shlo yomer b'fura she'michin le'mos hachol. I don't know why he's sending us there. Oh, Harish Aleph. Since you do it without any thought, who denam the shari after tzarech chol? Misham yemut alita al tel klisham after laheter mechamel etzel. Oh, elaborate words of Dagon Shavli Zalch the Leila Makum career. I've said it's very chol. Now here's a huge thing. Shemiras Pesach, Machlim V'Tzkines Shalad Marigashin Maratav Yechnu Machlim V'Tal Motzim Shemin Marim Tayom Akshem Machlim Kol Boker Shalad Yom Yom Sfira Kol Dem Matzah Shabbos Frashe. I was doing this. Shouldn't even do this one. Then it's their boina. I was doing anything. Don't know anything. Okay, weiter. Sif Ayin Vav. Okay, so now you have your medicine can. This for the elderly, or we don't have to make fun of people. For anyone who's taking, wasn't supposed to be get someone upset. Someone who's taking multiple pills. And therefore, you can wake up in the middle of the night and you have to take your 3 pills. But Lamaisa, where are all the pills right now? Obviously poured out of the bottle, mixed up in one big bag. Why? I don't know. I guess there's a thrill in like emptying all the things. I have no clue.
You have your containers.
Right.
They put 5 pills.
Right.
They want to take 1 pill.
No. That's not the problem. The problem is when you have all the different days, and for some reason they open them up and pour them into the bag because that's what people like to do, and then you have to sit there and continuously.
You take those 5 pills. You want to take 1 now and 4 later. Take 1 now. It's supposed to be with a meal. It's supposed to be with a meal. So it's fine.
That's what he's talking about. Very nice. What he's talking about right now is that you can wake up in the middle of the night and you can have a whole mix of your pills and you have to sort them out before you eat them. In the middle of the night, if you have 5 pills, you have to take out 1. That's not a big deal. Somebody you have a whole mess and you have to find 4 pills in the middle of the night. So middle of the night, you don't want to start rummaging through. If you have 5 pills, you guys have to.
It's the rule of the kernel. It's the rule of the kernel.
It's wrong. But if now you have to only do right for you, even though you got to get out of your bed. Look at that. Yesterday we learned that sometimes your davening is called in question and you might have to actually start your meal an hour later than you want. And today we learned in the middle of the night, you might have to put on a pair of pants and get up in the middle of the night. The pair of pants is optional. To go take the medicine. Ayin Zayin. Harotzelotina. Ayin Zayin is a very big chiddush. Let's read Ayin Zayin carefully, because it sounds like in the wonderful world of Yerushalayim, there of Neubert was living in. It sounds like his Sfarim needed a shikol binding. Let's see what he says. Harotzelotina is a sefer mibein Sfarim achirim. You want to take a sefer? You don't know what the sefer is. So what does that mean? You just have random Sfarim and you don't know what they are. Then al yasakin. Don't do that. Ella samach. They see the daf under. Okay, Givaldik. Wonderful. I don't know. Our Masifta system. Yeah. Okay. Al yasakin al something they invite. Al yasakin al something they invite. Don't do it, because then you're not going to use it. V'mishoma. But if for whatever its reason. Now listen, it's this one. Yeah, whatever its reason, you have to go many svarim before you look into one of them. You know, you got to be that guy. You sit down you come to shul Shabbos afternoon. You got to sit down with the whole pile. There's no way you're going to do Kol Tarkul in the next 35 minutes later where you're going to sleep for 27 of it. But no, you had to take out all the svarim and pile it up. Sounds like someone. Oh, wow.
He's very
okay. So what do you do? Son, this is also a good thing, because if not, you'll never use this farm. So you should look at every single one when you take it out. And then you pile it up nice and you go to sleep. Let's read the words he says. Excuse me. That was embarrassing. Then on the binding, look at that. Welcome to 2024. We got the names on the side. So now we conclude by in Reish Chav Aleph star, he points out no. Okay. Whatever Shom Zalman said prior in Reish Chaf, Yesh Leimar do Davka was from Menachem Ba'arein. So he's pointing out there are Shom Zalman which we didn't get. No, but it's supposed to be Mashenkim, but it doesn't work. That's it also. It doesn't work. But either way, what he points out, and we're going to have to pick up this tomorrow, is that prior in Reish Chaf, he talks about what points Sfarim are called a mixture. So if you have a pile of Sfarim like this, he says Rosh Zalman, this might be called a mixture. Because this is not called Nicker Hativ. That's what he says in Reish Chaf. Masha Ein Kain, if they're in the Aron like this, then it would be. This is Rafalk's big life hack, Rafalk Tainad, that if you have a pile of Svarim like this, right? Says Rafalk, you can't do anything. Now you want to take them and you go like this, guess what? You just made an ice boirer, similar to scattering all your things, because now you can tell where everything is and you go take out what you want. Now, at what point the pile of Svarim becomes boirer, that's a very difficult point, but that is the chiddush over here, that if all the Svarim are nicker hativ, it's not going to be. Now, I want to point out something. Not if what he's saying is true, the question is how far do you take this? Does that mean if you have a bookshelf that's complete disarray, but every single one you can see their name, so then what, I could organize all them at Shabbos? Why not? He just said that it's no problem. I'm allowed to take it out. Shalai b'samach l'shimish bay. Shalai b'samach l'shimish bay means I'm taking it out. That means he's holding his noser buyer. If the noser buyer, so if I have a whole messed up bookshelf, why can't I organize them all properly? He's saying that it's not called a tarevis b'chlal. Yeah, definitely makam le'ayin boy.